We were out there for 88 days doing one thing, and that's trying to find a girl.
It's been nearly 1 year since a Wisconsin teen was kidnapped and her parents murdered. Tonight, she says life is returning to normal.
And Superior Street delays. City officials say the reconstruction project is not on time. We'll tell you why and when it could be completed.
But first, after a teen dies on a Northland football field, we're learning about his heart condition and hearing from those closest to him.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. It was a somber day at Esko and Aiken high schools today. Students and faculty returned to class following the death of a 15-year-old.
Jackson Pfister died after collapsing during a Friday night football game between the two schools.
CBS3's Gaming Hall was in Aiken today and spoke with the announcer who called the game Friday.
It was just a normal football game. Here last Friday night turned into a nightmare for both sides when Jackson Pfister went down right about here at Veterans Field.
Pfister, this is not a good sign. He just collapsed. He was walking to the sideline and he seemed okay and then just collapsed on the field. Now both teams go to their respective sidelines.
That was KKIN Radio's Matt Fowler on the call, announcer during last Friday's Aiken vs. Esko football game in a lopsided battle. With Esko up big in the second half, backup quarterback Jackson Pfister checked into the game. Fowler says Pfister collapsed on the field.
With the injury to Jackson Pfister, and you now hear the sirens of the ambulance, we hope that he's all right, but one would believe that this is a very serious situation.
After the ambulance took Pfister to the hospital, the game was called. With 3 minutes remaining on the clock, the crowd silenced.
As a broadcaster, that's always a tricky situation to navigate because you go with the flow of the crowd, and obviously with an injury like that, the game takes a back seat. That is no longer the important thing. The important thing is the health of this young man.
On Monday, Aitken Superintendent Dan Stifter sent his condolences as the community grieves with the passing of the 15-year-old.
Deepest sympathies to the family of Jackson, to the school district, the entire Esko community. Our thoughts and prayers are with you at this time.
All right, thanks, Gabriel. We're also hearing tonight from those who knew Jackson best. Bryn Martin was his girlfriend. The Cloquet High Schooler spoke with us today and told us about Jackson's huge impact on not only the Esko community, but many others in the area.
He was always so nice to everyone and so passionate about everything he did. Just such an amazing person to know.
We'll hear much more from those who knew Jackson on the CBS3 News tonight at 10.
Meanwhile, we're learning what led to Pfister's death is something called congenital heart disease.
The condition is an abnormality that forms in the heart before birth. As CBS3's John Cardinelli learned today, it's a pretty rare occurrence.
That's right. I spoke with Christopher Latonich, a cardiologist at Essentia Health in Duluth. He says cases like that of Pfister's are pretty rare. The disease affects 1 in several 100,000 children. According to Latonich, a study done in Minnesota from 1985 to 2007 showed that out of 4.5 million kids that participated in sports, only 22 kids died from the condition. Half of those dying while playing sports. The condition is very hard to identify because many times there are no clear signs. However, there are a couple of symptoms parents and athletes should be aware of.
Feeling their heart racing, beating wildly, they may feel really short of breath. At times it doesn't quite make sense. So not somebody who just ran the hardest race of their life, but somebody who with normal activity feels increasingly short of breath. Certainly any kid who passes out unexpectedly, that is something that definitely would be concerning to me.
Latonich says regardless of whether you have a heart disease or not, it is important to exercise and practice healthy eating habits. These cases are rare, therefore hard to prevent. That is why experts say the more people who are trained in CPR and how to use an AED device, the better.
All right, thanks, John. We're going to check in now with Dave for a look at the weather. Dave, we saw a little bit of, seemed like every season except for summer over the weekend.
Yeah.
So, quite a bit of snow for some
Saturday,
folks.
we did get a little bit of snow around our region. Definitely not what they got in the Red River Valley and in the Dakotas. Here in our neck of the woods, more like an inch. Here's a picture of the snow in Duluth Heights from Saturday from Terry Prospect Schumacher. You know, there's a chance for another go-round like this coming our way tonight. Low-pressure system coming aboard is bringing a 60% chance for rain after midnight, and it could be a rain-snow mix by about 7 o'clock in the morning. Low temps will be in the 30s then. And so, indeed, there's a chance for up to an inch of snow briefly. I say briefly because by noon we go back to 40, 70% chance for rain coming around, and 80% chance of rain and 43 by about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So snow doesn't survive much when you have rain coming down and temperatures in the 40s. Will this be the only chance for this mix coming around in the next 7 days? Well, wouldn't you know it, we'll show you the whole 7-day forecast in more detail in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. A man is dead and a child is in the hospital after a crash in Cass County. It happened yesterday near the town of Federal Dam, which is on Leech Lake. Authorities say a 62-year-old did not yield at a stop sign and hit an Oldsmobile. The 58-year-old man driving the Oldsmobile was thrown from the car and died at the scene. His 4-year-old passenger was airlifted to a hospital with serious injuries. Their names have not been released. Authorities are investigating.
All that rain we saw recently means Duluth's Superior Street reconstruction project will run longer than expected. This is a live look at that area. Work from Lake Avenue to 4th Avenue East was supposed to be finished already, but now city officials say they might be working until late this month or early next. They hope to have a better idea by the end of the week. Even if they're not finished, the city will still plan to celebrate the project on October 26th. There is one more phase of this project left.
Tomorrow marks 1 year since Jamie Kloss was kidnapped and her parents were murdered.
In 2018, Jake Patterson kidnapped 13-year-old Jamie Kloss after he forced his way into their rural Barron, Wisconsin home and fatally shot her parents.
Patterson held the teen for 88 days until she escaped. He pleaded guilty to the crimes and a judge sentenced him to 2 life sentences in prison without the possibility of parole. During a press conference today, Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald reminded residents of Jamie's hometown and those who searched and prayed for her safe return that Jamie is the real hero, adding that she taught us to never give up hope.
This community has a new normal, but came together unlike anything I've ever seen or dealt with in the past and hope to never deal with again.
Sheriff Fitzgerald gave special recognition to his team for their work on the case. He said Jamie is the longest running Amber Alert in Wisconsin state history at 88 days, and her case generated the most evidence the state crime lab has ever seen. There are currently more than 32,000 reports in the case. Fitzgerald also spoke about how Jamie's case teaches us to never give up in the search for other missing children.
And on the eve of the 1-year anniversary, the 13-year-old is speaking out. Jamie says she's feeling stronger every day. She issued a statement today saying she's thankful for the kindness and concern people all over the country expressed in the years since she went missing. Kloss said she is getting back to doing the things she enjoys and is spending time with friends. 2 Democrats have entered Wisconsin's 7th District House race. Lawrence Dales is hoping to become the first Democrat to hold the seat since 2011. Along with aiming to add jobs and change health care, Dales added that he's running because he opposes the president's agenda.
He must defeat Donald Trump. He simply does not have respect for the values that are the founding principles of our country.
Dales is self-employed and also a Vietnam veteran. He lives in Michigan with plans to move back to the district. Dales also ran in 2014 as a Green Party candidate and lost.
Meanwhile, the other Democrat, Tricia Zunker, is the president of the Wausau School Board. She's also an associate justice for the Ho-Chunk Nation Supreme Court. If elected, she wants to help family farmers in Wisconsin, especially those affected by the trade war.
I spoke to one of the members of the family who said that, 4 years ago when they planted this, they had no idea that when it came to harvest, they'd be experiencing the economic situation that's occurring because of the tariffs.
Zunker is hoping to become the first Native American congresswoman in Wisconsin. 3 Republicans are already in the race. They are State Senator Tom Tiffany, Jason Church, a former aide to U.S. Senator Ron Johnson, and political newcomer Michael Opala. Sean Duffy, a Republican, stepped down in the middle of his term in the U.S. House last month to care for his 9th child, who was born with a heart defect.
Still to come on Live Local CBS3, one of the nation's most esteemed hospitals is opening a hub right here in Duluth with the goal of helping Indigenous people.
After a wild weekend, today was rather mild. High temp 50 is close to the normal of 53, but tomorrow temps will cool again, and there's a chance for another rain-snow mix similar to Saturday's. We'll talk about how long that one will last coming up after our break.
At Wittes Trailer Sales, customer experience and satisfaction is our top priority. Located in Esco, Minnesota, we stock a full lineup of enclosed trailers, snowmobile trailers, and cargo trailers from brands such as Aluma, Look, Pace, and more. While you're here, shop the largest selection of Mahindra tractors in the area. Our skilled parts and service team is here to tackle all your repair needs. Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, where customers become friends.
I called Aspen Dental because I had a dental emergency. They assessed it right away. We're going to get you out of pain right now and be able to keep the tooth because that was really important to me. She sat down, this is what we're looking at. Financially, can you work with this? She didn't try to focus on anything that was unnecessary. She's like, let's get you comfortable now. That was being treated royally.
At Aspen Dental, we're all about yes. Like yes to payments on your timeline, not ours. Yes to 0 down and 0 interest. And yes, we're all about the royal treatment. Call or book online at aspendental.com.
Gear up for the ice fishing season at Black Bear Casino Resort during the Ice Winning Promotion. Saturdays in October from 6 to 9 p.m., 3 drawings each hour will bank the winner up to $1,000 in cold hard cash. After the cash prizes are awarded, all winners are eligible for the weekly grand prize. Prizes include a fishing gear package, Can-Am Outlander ATV, Polaris Sportsman Touring ATV, or a Polaris Ranger. Over $60,000 in cash and prizes. Visit blackbearcasinoresort.com for more information. Make the Bear your place.
It took us years to find the perfect bun for Culver's Pretzel House Pub Burger.
It's got the nice pretzel flavor on the outside, but when you open it up, it's light and airy. Got a nice sweet flavor to it. It literally melts in your mouth.
This bun is perfect for a Pretzel House Pub Burger. Seared fresh beef, tangy mustard bistro sauce, pickled red onions, 2 slices of bacon, served with our signature cheddar cheese sauce.
This bun was made for this burger. This is perfect.
I think it's an awesome burger. Welcome to Delicious.
Alexa, turn on the house lights.
Now, during SUV season, get over $6,000 total savings or lease an Escape for just $249 a month, only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Tonight,
we pursue the truth no matter where it leads us.
It's her court and her rules.
You know why? Because I'm the judge.
But when the search for justice
all aboard
hits the road.
When was the last time anyone did a jury view? OJ?
Everything.
We have reports of an active shooter.
Takes a dangerous turn.
Let's keep calm. I shouldn't have let you do this. You do know I am your boss, right?
New All Rise. CBS Tonight.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, this weekend indeed wasn't as wild as it could have been for our neck of the woods, but it was pretty hairy towards the Dakotas. This is a generalized scene of pretty much what we did see around our area Saturday. This is Grand Lake Township here. Mary Swanstrom sent in this picture. She used to be a news photographer with us here about 25 years ago. Was in town visiting, shutting down the cabin. So yeah, about an inch worth of snow. Tonight, tomorrow, maybe another inch could fall briefly because with temperatures again getting back into the 40s, nothing's going to stick. And this may be the only rain-snow mix chance we get this week. A little bit of rain could be coming later in the week. That's because a warm-up is coming our way and we could get back into the 50s after a couple of days on the cooler side. Right now, we have 48 at the airport in Duluth with at least partial sunshine, so it was a nice break today. Frankly, I thought we'd have a mostly cloudy sky today, but we got more sunshine than I expected. It cleansed the palate. to set us up for what's coming tomorrow. Westerly wind right now, that's what we have. Relative humidity is 48% and our air pressure is at 29.93, which is just a little tick on the higher side, but with a couple of lows coming across, yeah, that reading will go down for tomorrow. Temperature readings likely will go down a bit tonight, but at the time being there in the lower 40s for much of the Arrowhead of Minnesota, though towards Ely, Babbitt, and Winton, 39. We have 45 Moose Lake, 49 in Superior, and mid-40s for much of the rest of northern Wisconsin and the upper peninsula of Michigan. Again, in a couple of days, we'll push things back into the 50s. We'll say almost 62 later on next week. But right now, we're looking at 3 low-pressure systems. There's the one from the weekend. It's now a trough over Hudson Bay, but that could bring a couple of showers down into the Arrowhead tonight. And then there's an included low towards Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and those provinces there that could bring us a rain and snow mix chance. And another one coming up from South Dakota. So with the trio working through the region, we get 80–90% chance for the rain-snow mix again tomorrow. And as far as totals go, you know, maybe Grand Rapids will get towards an inch, Aiken an inch as well, close to an inch in Hibbing, maybe a ½ inch here in Duluth and Superior and Solon Springs, but it won't last long because the low-pressure systems will go, temperatures will warm up, and higher pressure will take over. By Wednesday, we could be dry again at least for a little while. How long that while will last is what we'll show with the 7-day forecast. Tonight in Minnesota, low temps in the 30s, mostly cloudy sky. 60% chance for the mix coming around, though, for Wisconsin and Michigan overnight. And then for Wisconsin and Michigan tomorrow, it's a 90% chance for that rain-snow mix, an 80% chance for it to strike Minnesota. But once it has struck, it goes away by Wednesday. Mostly cloudy sky on Wednesday, but dry. Sunshine and 50s on Thursday, Anthony and Kristen. And Kelly as well, oh my. And then just some rain shower chances hit us again maybe next Friday, Sunday, and Monday. Saturday looks gorgeous, 57 and sunny.
All right, good. That looks like a fall forecast to me.
I can deal with those temperatures.
Saturday, get out and about.
Definitely. Thanks, Dave. Today is federally recognized as Columbus Day, but some states and communities around the country are joining the movement to rename it Indigenous Peoples Day, including Duluth.
The city hosted an Indigenous Peoples Day celebration on the steps of City Hall. Hand drummers kicked off the event. Speakers included the mayor and members of local tribal nations. One woman we spoke to says changing the name helps recognize the contributions Native people have made to the community.
I think it's important for us to recognize that American history did not begin in 1492. And definitely Native American history did not begin in 1492.
The change also recognizes that Native Americans lived here before Columbus is credited with discovering the Americas, and his landing triggered the genocide of Native people.
Meanwhile, it was a big day for many in Superior. The city is celebrating its first Indigenous Peoples Day, and this is a live look at the event happening right now at UWS. Superior Mayor Jim Payne signed a proclamation earlier this year changing the name from Columbus Day. After a special ceremony, a Native American dance group will perform. A UWS spokesperson says they're proud to host this event, both acknowledging our nation's history and honoring Indigenous people.
One of the nation's most prestigious hospital systems has set up roots right here in Duluth, and they want to study health impacts on Native American people.
And on this Indigenous Peoples Day, Johns Hopkins opened this hub with that very goal in mind. The hub's director says they hope to use this space to research and hopefully find solutions. She explained how they plan to do that.
Work in partnership with tribal communities to share stories that are of importance to our communities. So some of the topics that are really prominent right now include diabetes and mental health and opioid crisis that's affecting all of our communities. So we'll continue working on those issues and telling strengths-based stories all at the same time.
CBS3's Caitlin Moffitt visited the hub today, and she heard from tribal members about just how important it will be to them.
This is very important to our Native people and people within the Ojibwe bands of Lake Superior Chippewa Indians.
Northland tribal members, including Tweed Truman with the Lakrutere tribe in Wisconsin, expressed progress on Monday as the Johns Hopkins Center for American Indian Health launched its Great Lakes Hub here in Duluth.
You know that the Native Americans are so important to me. My family's there, all of our people, and if we can just strive to become healthier and maybe live a longer, healthier life, that's what I'd be all about.
This new hub will partner with hundreds of tribal members across 11 Ojibwe bands in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Ontario. The hub's director says its research will be focused on consequences and preventative interventions for things like obesity, diabetes, substance use, mental disorders, and other public health issues. Howard Kabesha, the chief in his Ojibwe community in Ontario, says he's very grateful that one study will focus on diabetes.
We got a lot of people who are diabetic, and I think they do a lot of research on diabetes down here, and it's going to work.
The hub's goal is to further research and provide the results to these tribal communities.
We realize the results from here. We'll bring them back to our community and use them within our health system and enjoying better health.
The hub's director says there will be about 100 researchers scattered across different areas in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Canada. You can find more information about their research on our website, CBS3Duluth.com.
Kelly's here to talk a little bit about sports. What's coming up, Kelly?
Yeah, UMD finding themselves at a few different spots in the national rankings. We'll talk about that. Plus, a former Bulldog getting a start in what the Wild hoped would be their first win of the season.
The 2020 Honda Rubicon at RJ Sport and Cycle.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Toyota, home of the largest selection of SUVs in the Northland. Visit KohlerToyota.com for 50th anniversary specials.
It's a holiday hoopla at Duluth Casino. This Wednesday and Thursday from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., 25 names will be randomly drawn to play for holiday cash and prizes. Come in for the holiday hoopla and
have a great time out at Duluth. We decided to have Meet the Cooks Day at GB Schneider's.
Hi, how's everything at table 22 tonight?
Customers love the cooks at GB Schneider's.
I know people love the dish remote. It's great. So why build in a Google Assistant? I mean, who really needs a TV remote that can turn the thermostat up,
change temperature to 72,
the lights down,
dim the lights,
and still access their DVR?
play video?
Actually, some people could absolutely use a remote like that. The new Dish Voice Remote. Dish, tuned in to you.
At Super One Foods, we're always looking for new talent to join our 5-star service team. We are a growing family-owned company that provides opportunities to learn new skills and enhance your working knowledge while serving your friends and neighbors. From flexible scheduling and variety in jobs to competitive wages and exceptional benefits, Super One Foods offers an excellent environment to grow both personally and professionally and can provide you with the foundation for career advancement in the communities we serve. Come join our team, Super One Foods. Jobs right in your neighborhood.
Duluth Dodge Jeep has an amazing automotive news story. It's Jeep Adventure Days. Over 70 new Grand Cherokee, Cherokee Compass, Wrangler, or Lisa Renegade for only $138 a month. Only at Duluth Dodge Jeep. DuluthDodgeMinnesota.com.
It's a holiday hoopla at Duluth Casino. You could jump into the money booth, play the disco board, or take a spin on the big prize wheel. This Wednesday and Thursday, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Come in for all of the holiday hoopla and
have a great time out at Duluth.
Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
In this week's episode of the For the Love of the Game, we are talking captains, one of two. One of the UMD Bulldogs, senior Nick Wolf, wore the alternate for the Dogs last year and has been a part of 3 straight national championship appearances with the team. The last 2 were wins. I chatted with the Eagan, Minnesota native about this coming season.
Here we are, captain. First of all, how does it feel to have the honor bestowed upon you and going forward in this season?
Yeah, like I said, it's a big honor. Very humbling. Yeah, it's a big. If you look back at the names of being Bulldog captains, there's lots of great ones, lots of great guys, and lots of great people. So it's big shoes to fill, but I'm ready to do it.
I've heard a lot. Shep says he doesn't say a lot, but when he says things, it's the right thing at the right time. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely, yeah. When he says stuff, everybody listens. Everybody pays attention because he's one of the most important guys in the program and on this team. So when he talks, everybody listens.
Shep on Media Day and CHC Media Day described you and Skye Perunovich as a married couple.
Yeah, we bicker a lot. We fight a lot. But it's all fun and games.
Yeah, but how is your relationship and your friendship? How does that translate to on the ice? Do you guys? Does it work just on and off the ice? Do you think it contributes? Because you guys are just as good as carrying on the ice.
Yeah, we still fight and bicker on the ice too. But when it comes back to the bench and when the serious stuff has to be said, we don't argue at all. We say yes, and we learn from each other, and we take notes off each other, and it's a good relationship. So I'm really looking forward to how it's gonna keep going this year. And like I said, we're always gonna fight and bicker though. We're a married couple.
After their split with UMass Lowell over the weekend, the Bulldogs moved down 2 spots in the USCHO national polls, passed up by Denver and Minnesota State Mankato. But it was one heck of a weekend for the UMD women's hockey team, getting their first sweep of the season Friday and Saturday over MSU Mankato, the team's first WCHA series of the year. And UMD moves up from number 9 to number 8 in the latest national polls. The top 10 looks like this. UMD surpasses Ohio State. Wisconsin stays up top, followed by Minnesota. It was a big day for former UMD Bulldog Alex Stalock getting his first of the season start for the season in net for the Wild. An even bigger day statistically. Check out the first period save, robbing Vladislav Namestnikov of the goal to keep it scoreless. One of 26 saves on the day for Stalock. Wild add a pair of goals in the third. They get, wait for it, their first win of the year. Thanks to a Stalock shutout.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool thing.
And that save was...
I know.
That was nifty.
Stay tuned. We might see a lot more Stalock this year.
Dubnyk just isn't what he was when we first acquired him.
Yeah, I guess not. But I'm on Stalock.
Yeah.
All right.
Bandwagon.
Thanks, Kelly. Well, hey, thanks for joining us tonight.
We'll see you back here at 10.